Welcome to another Baka commentary video. In this one video, since everyone and the mom is writing about the Linus exposed video, is doing some sort of variant of it, I might as well give a quick summary of the video and give opinion when I think I can give some opinion on this Linus exposed video. So, with this LTT expose movement, it started when the video footage of where an LTT lab video employee was recorded to be name dropping their competitors and calling them out for not having fresh benchmark data for every review of the product, which to the people that got name dropped, they would be like, hey, that's rude. I don't know why you're doing it, but I guess you like to beat this. It's cool that you see us as a competitor and we would like to compete with you. There's nothing wrong with wanting to compete with each other, getting better. However, there were some others that did respond, be like, hey, this is pretty much a hint, red flag of the work culture for LMG is very, very toxic, since they enable such, they don't really stop it, and they don't seem to be telling employees, be like, hey, don't do these type of things, as it can get you perceived as toxic in a work environment. Then what happened, the thing that really cooked this LTT movement, was the Gamers Nexus 44-minute video listing all the LTT POM and calling out the process of basically Linus being out of touch and are not willing to correct the mistake until basically, no, you can't stop anymore. As majority of the video that they did eventually go correcting is either one, YouTube comment pin, or two, their editing, if the editors go, put in on screen correction and be like, hopefully people watches the video. So for certain people who just listens to the video and have it as background, the misinformation don't get fixed until the LTT special tool that they got from the YouTube partnership, where it's like, where Linus basically deletes the old video and replaces the new video with the updated information and the correct information, basically slap it instead of that old video. But however, the old video views, like, comment, or gets migrated to the new video. I think, and unfortunately, by the time Linus LTT does it, it becomes a bit too late, and by then, millions of people have already watched the video, and a lot of people that have watched the wrong video with the wrong information, well, they already be like, it's just another old video, why should I rewatch it? But when they didn't know, the original video they watched had misinformation, and Linus, in my opinion, did not do the correct procedure to quarantine misinformation. The next problem that Gamers Nexus covered with the video is Linus Tech Tip basically sold a prototype of a review sample that Linus Media Group did not own, so they sold a prototype billet lab full copper plated system where it was, well, that review sample, Linus Tech Tip had to return it, but Linus Tech Tip, due to, miscommunication, LTT did not return that billet lab that 3090 cooler GPU cooler block, and ended up selling it, or as to Linus like to say it, they auctioned it off in a silent charity for freaking for charity. You auctioning off, sold this product for charity doesn't make you any better, Linus. It's clearly showing that you have kind of screwed up this company and reviewer relation, as most reviews that you see on not just YouTube is most reviewers get it from the company and is on loan. A lot of times, a lot of the content creators don't actually own the product that they are reviewing, and a lot of times they have to be like either one, send back the product, or two, send it to the next reviewer within the reviewer program. And as soon as you did this, where you sold off review sample when you're meant to be shipping it back to the company, in this case, you just stop other reviewers potentially being able to review this billet lab, really cool full copper water block, and you are just ruined this reviewer and company relationship that some small, medium, and even large content creators rely on this to get their product reviewed. Linus, you done goofed, and you really need to, to pay on top of the cost of making it, the cost as a result of this delay, you need to also pay for, Linus. It is not just you return this and then it's everything Gucci. You really, really done good. The next, and then they kind of, the last part of this GM video, they kind of talked about this, mouse review where Linus Tech Tip kind of, they tested it wrong by accidentally not, unpeeling the packaging properly, and as a result, bad data was tested. The product was not tested properly, and the reviews was basically not a good review at all. And Linus Tech Tip refused to take the video down, and all they did was, well, replace it, put a pinned comment, and until the new replacement video was there, you people were like, got the wrong information, and you just hope like, hey, people would fucking scroll down and see your pinned comment. Afterwards, it became kind of no longer Steve from representing Gamers Nexus and Linus Tech Tip representing LTT. It became Linus Sebastian personally versus Steve Burke personally. As basically LTT responded via the forum. Steve did a dedicated response video segment in the GN News. Linus Sebastian, what you did was kind of stupid. You double down, you triple down, and you quad down, and you just keep digging yourself into that ditch, and you refuse to be like, hey, I launched videos with fucking false information, and I did everything in my power to not allow my editors, allow the people who hosted the content to correct it until it shit blew up in front of my fucking face. And then I was like, okay, solve this shit, please. Steve Burke, on the other hand, is like, yeah, we're kind of poking fun and be like, ha ha, Linus, stop. He's just keep doing it. We're just gonna keep pummeling Linus. Gotta keep pummeling Linus Sebastian for fucking being an idiot. Lastly, as you notice from these 3 segments, Linus does not give their employee enough time to do what they're tasked to do. On top of, LMG seems to demand their employee to do more than what they have signed up for, and this on top of their current, what they're paid to do, is like, you're overworking and stretching your employee to really thin result. You have a lot of these missed comms. You have like a lot of these videos with wrong information, and basically you just didn't have the time to be sitting down, be like, correct it, timely. And when clearly, if you, Linus, Sebastian, gave all your LMG employees more time and not give them any extra thing to be like, hey, to give the time to be able to be like, hey, here's the content, you're done, alright. There's a problem, alright, correct it, or reshoot it. And just outright take down the videos that have the wrong information and be like, and just redo it properly. And on top of this also leads to the next issue with LTT lab division. Specifically, that lab division, Linus, you started to be like, hey, we want to become a reliable media that you can get good testing data to do referencing from. But the problem is that testing data that you're doing right now is all early access. It's not really, 100% proven to be like, hey, it can be reliable, but however, you're trying to paint it as this information is reliable, and you, Linus, and LTT seems to be not willing to do the extra validation step to ensure that this early data that is you done with this early immature review process that you're doing is trustworthy. And basically, you are not willing to make sure the data that you're publishing with LTT Lab is indeed valid, or you didn't accidentally label it wrong. The last topic of this LTT hype, this LTT exposed videos opinion piece, is LTT toxic bro time crunch culture that seems to brood within the LMG. This has finally been exposed as result of both former employees and for some current employee coming out anonymously, leaking and confirming such culture of toxic bro and crunch culture exists within the company. And the one that really started it was the Madison Twitter X thread, where basically she had a lot of things to say about what he finally be like, I am done, fearing repercussion from me talking about this LTT, of what was it like to be working for Linus Tech Tips. However, this was basically in my opinion, the only situation where LTT kind of stopped digging a fucking trench, and Linus got shut up by the new CEO, by the new CEO, be like, hold Linus, stop, you're just gonna make it worse. I am now gonna come be in charge and trying to repair this. So what did Karen Tong do as the new CEO of LMG? They'd be like, okay, we have hired a third-party investigation company to investigate what the heck was going on and investigate if these things are true for both the current employee anonymous leaking and the previously ex-employee giving, basically talking about how LTT is this toxic bro time work culture. And basically this situation, they handled it pretty nicely, and it seems that Linus Tech Debt has learned to be like, hey, I should shut up and let the people who know what they're doing take care of this situation. In my opinion, the managers that caused all these LMG problems, they need to be re-educated, or basically, or if they refuse to adapt, be like, no, I am going to continuously enable this toxic bro culture and time crunch culture. Karen Tong, I hope you're willing to literally, no matter how core important that employee is, it's time to show that employee the door and just fire them. And because they are clearly doing more harm than what they're giving Linus Media Group, and it's not worth keeping that one bad apple that just keeps ruining LMG public perception. Yes, he may be, really valuable to LMG, but if he is going to be like still ruining it, I think it's not worth keeping them around. Anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you do press the like and subscribe button. And if you want to grow this community, share the video. And I'll see you guys in the next video.